The tripartite minimum wage negotiation meeting involving organized labor, the federal and state government, and the organized private sector, OPS, yesterday ended in deadlock, following Labour's dismissal of the government's 54,000 naira offer as expected. Labour leaders also lamented the absence of the state governors in the meeting to present their offers, as their representatives said they had no mandate. However, reports have it that the meeting will reconvene today by 4 p.m. And according to sources, Labour leaders insisted that the federal government has not made an offer and that it appears the government is not serious. According to Labour, the 54,000 naira offer falls below the 77,000 naira salary its workers are earning. Before the meeting adjourned for today, it was agreed that the governors must attend to make presentations, that the governors must attend. Confirming the development, a member of the tripartite committee on the national minimum wage, Professor Theophilos, he lamented the absence of 6 governors who represent the 6 geopolitical zones, stressing that it would not augur well if any agreement was reached without the governors. And Professor Undubauku reiterated the May 31 deadline Labour had given to the government to conclude negotiations. I was searching for the result of yesterday's meeting. I was one of those Nigerians who really wanted to find out what happened, because we've been following this story right from the onset. So let me get your reaction to this story. Look at what has happened now. It ended in deadlock, right? I know some people expect. I remember I had some guests yesterday and asked them, what do you expect from this meeting that was going to hold yesterday? And some of them said it's going to end the way it has always ended. They've had meetings. Oh, have talks. You guys should have talks. They've had talks, and you know how it has ended. So what's your reaction to this story?
Honestly, my reaction to the story is disappointing.
You're disappointed?
Yes,
you didn't expect this?
I didn't expect them to to do a downward review. Okay, see, I believe that we are not serious in this country yet.
Why? Why do you believe so?
Yes, we are not serious, because if we are serious, we will resolve some of these issues without allowing them linger. See, the leadership of this country, beginning with the local government chairman to the federal government, they know the truth, they know the solution. They are aware that Nigerians are already grappling to survive because of the economic situation. The situation is just so terrible that so many find it difficult even to have the basic 3 square meal daily in the country. It's not a joke. The reality is just
true.
It's just an obvious reality. How do you negotiate downward when the people expect an upward review, considering the economic situation? I mean, it's laughable. That shows insincerity on the part of the government. It shows insincerity. It shows that the government is not ready to listen to the yearnings. These are ordinary Nigerians, for God's sake. And governance is all about the people. One would expect that the government of the day, yes, the economy is biting.
Sure.
Government is busy increasing taxes in various sectors, not minding how Nigerians are facing the hardship of the subsidy, fuel subsidy removal. Now prices have skyrocketed. Some persons are selling 900, some are selling 850. I mean, what are we?
That's something we never thought. We never thought a day like this will come.
It's just
thinking of 500 naira, fuel selling for 500 naira was absurd and unrealistic.
It is surprising to the extent that the voices we heard before are no more speaking.
The voices you want to make?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. No, I wouldn't want to.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to, but They know themselves. It has never been bad like this. Labour have requested for upward review of wages, which is quite understandable, considering the economic situation. Government should look at the request of labor, not looking at them as labor union, but looking at them as Nigerians who are suffering. And these are people who are putting their best in service of the country. Some of them will retire. You don't see them having that wages that should ordinarily be a living wage till they pass. Some of them pass without receiving the benefits, and you see their family struggling to get it out of the system. I mean, the system should be organized. There should be an efficient way of making policies, monitoring the policies, evaluating if this policy, we are meeting with the intentions of the policies. Because ordinarily, every government policy should be about good governance to the people. It's just about the people. Any policy that is not intended to favor the people is anti-people and should be termed anti-government. So in my opinion, I think the federal government in this instance is not sincere in solving this lingering labor challenge in the country.
Okay, so let's look at the 615,000 naira that Labour has requested. I'd like to get your view on that.
No, in my opinion, the 615,000 the Labour is requesting is outrageous.
You think it's outrageous?
Yes, it's outrageous in the sense Nigeria cannot afford to pay 615,000 minimum wage.
But we have had cases
at this point.
Yes, talking about our economy, right?
No, we can't afford to pay that. Maybe sometime in the future we can.
We have had cases of monies, that funds misused, even in this economic situation. So why is it that when it comes to something like this, that has to do with more Nigerians now, it seems like we cannot afford it?
Yes, and you see, the reason why you see funds are being misused and nothing is happening, it's just about institutional failures.
So if we have funds that can be misused, why do we not have funds that can be used properly now?
Yes, even the misuse of funds, it's about institutional failures. I said something earlier about monitoring and evaluation. Monitoring and evaluation is a system that will help in knowing, for example, whatever funds that may have been misused is budgeted and targeted on something, either to deliver on a good road project or water project or power, as the case may be. When funds are allocated for a project, there should be a monitoring and evaluation team. From the point of disbursement of such funds to the point of looking at the disbursed funds, are we actually seeing the effect of the disbursed funds as supposed? If a fund is disbursed for road construction, the road, are they constructing it in line with the approved government standard? You see a situation where contractors in connivance with engineers from various ministries connive to siphon the money meant for. I mean, see, it's that I told you. I said we are not ready. If we are ready to fix this country, we will fix the country, because the power belongs to the people and not those that are leading us. I wonder why Nigerians are not asking.
Talking about Nigerians asking now, Nigerians have reacted to some of the, you've talked about allocation of these funds, right, for projects and all of those things. Now, there are some projects that Nigerians feel are not necessary, especially considering the economic situation of the country.
Yes, of course.
Yes, there are some projects that have been announced recently that Nigerians are fighting or speaking against.
There are unnecessary projects.
So if we have money for these unnecessary projects, that's what I'm saying
Yes.
now. Why do we not have money to pay workers?
Any
That amount,
let's
615,000.
let's set the records straight. Yes, we know there have been frivolous award of contracts. Contracts, you know, projects we know, yes, Nigeria, we need such projects, but such projects should be prioritized. We need to prioritize what we want as a country. Are we looking at achieving power first? Not just carry all the baggages at the same time. They will be heavy on you and you can't achieve any. So this will be an opportunity to call on the federal government to look at the problem of the country from education, power, agriculture, security, economy, the banking system. We have lots of problems. But you can't solve all at the same time. Look at your table, prioritize on which to deliver on. Let me tell you, any president who will deliver 24/7 power in Nigeria will just be our hero forever. I mean, given the opportunity, I will first of all look at security, education, and power. Then, because education generally looking at the ASU issue and all that, solving it, okay, you now look at the people. What affects the people? The economy is so bad. The people need to feed fat. Nigeria is blessed.
We even need to feed fine before we start feeding
yes,
fat.
we need to feed fat.
When they talk about people not feeding up to three square meals a day, there were times when people could not feed 3 times a day, right? That was before now.
Yes,
so sometimes we wonder how those people are feeding now.
The 612,000 is very unrealistic. 15,000 is very unrealistic.
But they have referenced they have referenced our lawmakers. They have referenced, who are earning the amounts that they earn. So if the country can afford to pay them that now, why can the country not afford to pay the labor? Yes.
We can agree that we need to cut down cost of governance in the country. It's so expensive, so outrageous. Okay, but in doing that, we should be more reasonable. Have you looked at the number of civil servants, both federal and the various states in the country? It's so much. We cannot at this time. Maybe sometime in the future, when everywhere stabilizes, we can think of a very high figure for the civil servants. Okay, but in doing this, they should go back to the negotiation table. Reality checks should be brought forward and come up with a reasonable figure for the civil servants.
All right.
We need a reasonable pay for the civil servants.
They'll reconvene today at 4 p.m. So let's see how that will go. We'll be sure to bring you updates on that story by tomorrow.